Good morning, good afternoon, and this is Boca Ciega's recertification process. This video was created to assist you with completing the packet properly, as well as submitting the required documents for your recertification, for your annual recertification. So Boca Ciega has several programs attached to it. A lot of times there are misunderstandings in regards to what paperwork is needed. So this video is to assist you with submitting proper documentation. With your packet, your annual recertification packet, you would have received a scheduled appointment notice telling you what day and what time to be here. The recertification appointment letter specifically states what to bring with you: income information, at least 4 pay stubs, Social Security printout, not the annual statement. It has to be a Social Security or SSI benefits letter. Proof of assets, verification for all assets, 401ks, 403bs. A lot of times it's listed on the pay stub, but sometimes people don't pay attention to the pay stub. If it's listed on the pay stub, we have to verify it. Proof of child support, if you receive child support. If you don't have a bank account and you have a prepaid card, I will need a receipt from the ATM or Mac machine, whatever you call it nowadays. It's November of 2025 and it's changed so many times. But a current statement or current receipt. Bank verification directly from the bank. You can pick up a verification form, take it to the bank, have them complete it, stamp all pages, and bring that with you. Bank of America does it slightly different. You have to go onto your phone and pull your verification from your app. Some will need a copy of the tax return. I'll get into specifics if it's needed. TANF verification, if you receive cash public assistance, we do not count food stamps, but we do count cash. Notarized statements for any contributions that you receive for child support. And it has to be notarized. It can't be just a letter. These are all things that you receive with your packet. Those are the required documents. You'll also receive your initial notice or your first reminder. If you don't keep your first appointment, you'll get a second, third, and then termination. That's the process. When I send a kindly reminder note that I'm missing something from the office, that's what it is, a kind reminder. It's not the official notice, but it's saying, get me these documents so I can get your recertification done. Your annual recertification notice also says if you don't respond before your effective date, paragraph 15 of your lease gives us the right to terminate your lease. So it's important to comply with recertification. I've been sending notice after notice after notice, but I need to get more strict with the process. The next document in your packet is your recertification questionnaire. It's 4 pages. It is asking what you have in your household. All family members are supposed to be listed in section A. As you move on to A2, is asking about household members that may or may not be absent from the house. Foster children, living aides, again, family members that are living in the house. People have a misconception that they can add anybody to their lease anytime. You can't do that at Boca Ciega. They have to complete an application and qualify the same way that you submitted an application and qualified. The only people we can add is by marriage or by birth. But again, to be married, they have to qualify to be added onto your lease. In order to do that, for by birth, like the child is born, I need a birth certificate and social security card. Otherwise, they cannot be added. Section B talks about wages. As you complete the questionnaire, I'm not going to go line by line. I'm going to give you a few minutes to complete it and pause the video. Because after every question, you have to answer yes or no. And if the answer is yes, you have to put an amount at the end where it says amount in that small box. The amount is monthly. If you put a monthly amount, put monthly. If you put an annual amount, put annual. If you put a weekly amount, put weekly. So, for example, if you get $500 a month for child support, that's what you would write, $500 per month for child support. Under wages, a lot of people skip that when they're working. How much do you make? Do you make $1,000 a week or do you make $1,000 a month? It has to be specified. On page 2, a lot of people also miss checking account, saving account, money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, annuities. These are all assets. If you have a 401k, it will go under IRA. It could be considered a stock bond. You have to look at the statement. If you're having a hard time verifying the um, asset, reach out to your human resources department. They will explain to you how to verify your asset for a 401k. We do need the market value of the asset. If there's a penalty to withdraw that asset, it needs to be listed on the verification. Otherwise, it's not deducted. So, for example, if you have $10,000 in your 401k, and if you can pull it out and there's $1,000 penalty, then you'll only be responsible for the calculation for $9,000 instead of $10,000. But if that penalty is not listed, then we can't subtract it. And the asset is handled like this. Say you have a $10,000 asset. There's only a percentage that's added. So right now, the current percentage is 0.45%. That's the national average for tax credit. However, HUD's is 0.06%. So we take the higher amount and put it on the verification form. So whereas HUD may say $100 is added to your annual income, tax credit side on the other programs may say add $1,000, and that would be, it's more than 0.45, but I'm just using those numbers as round numbers. And it's just an example. When I put the information in the system would do a calculation to tell me what the exact number is. People also miss on page 3, those that work and have minors under 12. Do you pay child care expenses for a child? I said 12, but it's under 13. So 12 and under or under 13, basically the same. If the child is over 13 or 13 and over, you don't get credit for it, child care expenses. So residents that or applicants that pay $100 a week, $150 a week, I need verification that you make those weekly payments. So if you bring me an annual statement to say I've paid $500 for the past year, I can use that $500. But if you bring me a statement that says you pay $500 a week, that's $5,200. That's a big difference from $500. So you want to make sure that daycare gives you what your out-of-pocket expenses are for child support or child care, not child support, child care expenses. Out-of-pocket child care expenses. That is a deduction, and that will help you when calculating the rent. For seniors and disabled families, if you have out-of-pocket prescription costs, and I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's 3%. And I know the rules are changing soon. But as of November 2025, I believe you're responsible for the first 3% of your out-of-pocket medical expenses. That includes co-pays, prescription costs, anything relating to medical. You're responsible for the first 3% for disabled families. After that, there's a deduction. So it's important to keep up with those receipts so that you can get your proper deductions. Now, that's the recertification questionnaire. It looks like this. So that's 4 pages. I'll give you a minute to fill it out. If you weren't able to follow along with me. Moving on to the annual recertification checklist now. I typically staple this together, and when it comes back to me, it's all mixed up. And that's how we miss pages because it's now taken apart and all mixed up. But the first thing in your annual recertification checklist is saying, we reviewed these forms. Now, most of these forms are with the packet. If it's not with your packet, then it's here in the office. You just have to ask for it. But it's saying that we're covering all of this information. Fact sheet, some of these things are with the packet, some of these things are moving, but you're just saying that we covered it, be it today, a year ago, or 5 years ago when you moved in. All family members 18 and over must sign. Okay. Student certification. A lot of people like to scratch this off, but it's nothing to scratch off in the packet. Please put your name, unit number up top. Are you a full-time student? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then you continue and answer the questions. And it says what documents or verifications that I'll need on this form if you are a full-time student. Sign and date at the bottom. The next form is child support, and the question is for everyone. Do you receive child support? Yes or no? Follow the prompts. I have arrows here on the packets that say write the children's name. A lot of people omit that. Make sure children's name is written in where it's asking because one of our programs, they want to see the name here. And I put 2 copies in because some people have more than one child. So you could put 2 children on one page and then the extra form is for the overflow. Okay. The next form is if you have disposed of any assets over $5,000. So you quit your job or you lost your job, you pulled out your 401k, it was valued at $20,000. Yes or no? Now, typically it's not, but if you have, you're going to say yes because we have to count that asset for 2 years if you just gave it away or you just got rid of it or you just spent it because it's over $5,000. Everyone has to sign student form, child support form, asset, dispose of asset form. Everyone 18 over has to sign. The next is your HUD packet. It's a booklet, 6 pages, about 6 pages. And this is all the HUD information that's talked about here. Because a lot of people say, I didn't get this, I didn't get this. But the fact sheet, if you look on this questionnaire, first thing this talks about is the fact sheet. So you got it. You just didn't read through it. Okay. So that's the HUD packet. 9887 and a 9887A is combined. And all family members 18 and over has to sign this page. Sign and date. And then if you continue reading all of the HUD information, There's a back page giving us consent to verify all the information that you submit to us. All family members 18 and over has to sign, but you don't sign that page. I have to give you additional pages to sign. So that covers the packet that you receive for your annual recertification. We are going to go around, check to see if you have bought everything requested on your recertification appointment notice. If everything is here, then I'll take your packet. I'll take your documents. If it's not, I can't continue to hold it because what happens is I'll hold your documents and say, okay, bring me this back. And then you don't bring it back. And then weeks or a month goes by. And now your paperwork is dated the beginning of November, but then you show up in January and you want me to take the same paperwork. But your annual recertification is the same month every year that you move in. So if your effective date is January or you moved in January, then I need your paperwork by November the 10th. And when you look at your paperwork and your annual recertification, first reminder, second reminder, third reminder, if you read that notice, it tells you if I don't get it by 45 days prior to your effective date, it's late. And so I can't take the hit on it being late. It's your responsibility to get the paperwork needed per your lease and submit it timely so it can get into the system. I need 10 days to get it into the system because I'm typically doing multiple people during that month, in addition to the other things that need to be done. If you are in compliance with your lease agreement for the past 10, 12 months, then I will renew your lease. If you have not been in compliance per your lease agreement, after submitting this packet, I will send you a notice. Either I'm going to renew or I'm not going to renew. Please remember that the annual recertification is tied to the unit. So if I send you a notice saying that I'm not renewing your lease, I'm giving you a move out date. If you don't move out on that date specified in the letter, then you get you go to market rate. Our two bedrooms as of November 2025 through September of 2026, two bedrooms are $1,617. Three bedrooms are $2,012. So if you don't move out by that specified date, then that's what your rent is. You're at market rent. And then at that point, I file in court to evict you based on the market rent because I'm not renewing your lease if you're not in compliance. I've been really lenient over the past few years, but as rules are changing with HUD and I continue to get hit on files, I have to be more adamant about what the proper procedures are. I can't continue to be lenient because it's not helping us. It's not helping me and it's not helping you. So I encourage everyone to go back and read their lease agreement. Make sure you have a full understanding. If you need a copy, I'll be more than happy to scan you a copy. And I won't be printing because I give everyone a copy at move-in, and then I give everyone a copy of their annual recertification. So I'm going through like a case of paper week, and that's way over budget. So we're going to fall back on killing our trees. We've lost enough during the hurricane. As long as you submit, you've been in compliance, you submit the proper work, and you follow the rules of Boca Ciega Townhomes, I will see you at the lease renewal signing. If you have any questions, again, if you have to have everything as stated in your packet, I'll collect it. If you don't have everything, I'll return it to you and give you time to collect your missing documents, and then I'll send you another notice, your next notice to come in. It won't be a friendly notice, it'll be the standard notice to come in. I think I've covered everything. Everyone, have an amazing day.